What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great day. It has been a long one, as usual, for me, so get done, try to get home, try to make the finishing touches on all these graphics as soon as I possibly could. I am really tired of the way the Monday night, Friday night football games throwing everything off, driving me insane. Finally got a Sunday game, but of course this Monday game jacked us up. So, oh my God, here we are finally behind enemy lines for week 3, looking at the Philadelphia Eagles opponent, the New Orleans Saints. So we're going to go through, take a look at this team, what they did in the off seasons, what they look like now with some changes here. We got some rankings and their standings from this season. We've got their entire coaching staff, their roster, the depth chart, practice squad, all the people on IR. All of that great stuff. So we'll be going over all of it and put out the injury report so you can check that out. But we will be going through everything you need to know. Tomorrow is the game status report. I will put that out, who's questionable for both teams. And then, of course, we will have Fan Friday tomorrow. So hope to see you live then. This is not a live one, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this one. Are you like some of these new whiny casual fans? Do you think the season's over? Everybody sucks, needs to be traded? Or are you laughing at these people with me and the sickos? It's week 2. We know we've got some issues, but we've got Howie Roseman, got Jalen Hurts, and we've got a whole slew of players that will come together, figure things out, and a lot to figure out. But that's kind of how it goes in football, especially week 2 with new coordinators and a lot of new pieces. But we'll let the casuals lose their mind, and we'll see them back on board soon enough. But week 3, I'm already seeing it. Eagles are getting smoked. I see all your comments. I see it all. Oh, we're done for. There's no way. Saints are the greatest team ever. All right, let's take a gander and find out. And you can tell me how you feel. The season over? The game over? How do you feel? Are you very pessimistic? Are you optimistic? Do you just love your birds and just want to see them win? Let me know how you're feeling. But let's jump right into this, and we'll talk about what these guys did in the offseason. So let's take a gander at these offseason roster moves. And not too much, in the addition department, but they did get Chase Young, trying to revitalize his career, got traded to the Niners, didn't do much, but now signs with the Saints this year. So trying to do his thing. Will Harris there, Willie Gay Jr., Cedric Wilson, Lucas Patrick. Then you can see the pieces they lost. Andres Pete, James Hurst on the line. You got Jameis Winston, Zach Bond, Marcus May, Lonnie Johnson, Malcolm Roach, Isaac Yiadom, Ty Summers. So lost some pieces here, but I don't think anything too crazy other than Zach Bond, who's been doing pretty well for the Eagles. Andres Pete, a decent piece there. But look, this team, they went and added in the draft, and they are getting better. They've got a lot of talent. So, we'll talk about that in a second. But they add Fuaga, McKinstry, Rattler, Means, Ford, Boyd, and, of course, Ezra. So those are their draft picks there. You can see that they had 7 there, but they had a second-round pick and then didn't pick again until the 5th. So got themselves some Kool-Aid, Talisi, 2 really good first picks, and then the rest of the guys we'll talk about here in a second. But those were their additions in this offseason. Now let's see how that has done for them so far this season. And in week 2, I know a lot of people think the season's over, but it actually just started. So let's not get too carried away. Saints atop their division at 2-0, above the Bucks, and then of course the Falcons there at 1-1, who the Eagles just lost to, of course. Panthers there at the bottom at 0-2. But not only are they first in the South, but they are number 1 in the NFC. So, again, this is week 2. All of these are going to change. Look at that. Cowboys at 10, Niners at 11. Probably not going to end like that. Pretty hilarious to look at, but come on. I see the chaos out there. The Eagles, 1-1. Look, I hate losing more than anyone, but I think what has made it easier is running this, channel. Being able to see the chaos out there, like, I thought I used to get mad. I get mad. I don't get whiny. So it's different for me, but I don't know how you guys feel. I get pissed at the game, but I still love my birds, and I want to see them fix things. I don't want to just destroy everything. So good test here, right? So let's take a look at how they were able to go 2-0, what they've been doing. 45.5 points per game here, first in the NFL. And look, a lot of that is from the Cowboys. So this is kind of skewed. A trash team like the Cowboys, they got beat up pretty badly. But you got to take that all with a grain of salt. So you see 405.5 total yards per game. That's third in rushing, 11th in passing, tied for first, only giving up a sack per game, half an interception per game. So only one turnover per game has them tied for 8th. That is great. And you see the defense only allowing 14.5 points. That's 4th, 273 yards. That's 7th. 3rd against the run, 20th against pass. And 3rd against the run. Oh no. Yeah, don't care. Run the damn ball regardless. And I think we will. Now, sacks per game, 3.5. That's pretty damn good. You can see turnovers, 2.5 per game. That's tied for 2nd in the league. So the offense, the defense, special teams, everybody is clicking for this team. And hey, look, it's week 2. So anything can change, whether that be an injury, your team just falls apart. So look, they've been making moves, growing together. The Eagles right now, planting seeds and trying to grow. So they're a little bit further along, but it doesn't mean we can't beat their ass. So let's take a look at this team, and we'll look at their coaching staff, each position. I'll give you the practice squad and players on IR at each position. Let's get the little breakdown going here. And we've got Dennis Allen here as the head coach. See offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak, defensive coordinator Joe Woods, and then special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi. So that is their coaching staff. And then let's jump into this roster. So Derek Carr at quarterback. I think he's 13th in the league in passing yards, behind Jalen Hurts at 12th. So I've been hearing, he's having an MVP season. Like, gosh, this is week 2, ladies and gentlemen. Still Derek Carr. And look, he's got some talent here, and he could definitely smoke our asses. But put him in the dirt, man. Make him rattled, and let's see him make some mistakes. But, hey, he's been doing good so far this year. And when you've got a talented roster like they do, it's easy to do that. You've got Alvin Kamara and Jamal Williams here. Then you've got rookie Jordan Mims with fullback Adam Prentice. You can see on IR is Kendre Miller. And then the practice squad running back Jacob Kabodi. So that's what's going on at running back. Then you have wide receivers Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Cedric Wilson, Mark Mason Tipton, A.T. Perry, and Bub Means. You can see the practice squad, Austin, and then Equinamius St. Brown. So Olave, Shaheed, 2 really talented guys. Wilson, a decent 3rd. But Eagles are going to have their hands full here. So looking forward to see how we could try to shut them down. And then tight ends. There's no true, number 1 here. Foster Moreau gets the most snaps, but Taysom Hill is a weapon. Got banged up. We'll see if he's ready to go. Jawan Johnson in there, and then rookie Dallin Holker, who we talked about. On the practice squad, you can see Jacobson and Wench there. But tight end position, another one we're going to have to watch out for here. In the offensive line, you've got Fuaga, who we just mentioned, Lucas Patrick, McCoy, Cesar Ruiz, Trevor Penning, and then depth pieces Young, Udo, and Salvadere. You can see the IR and practice squad offensive lineman down there, and also PUP list Ryan Ramchick. So got one important piece there, and then Lemieux on the practice squad now. But you can see what's going on there for the offense. Now let's jump into the defense here. Defensive tackles, kid's a stud out of Clemson. You remember him from last year in the draft. Brian Brise. Then you've got Nathan Shepard, Kalen Saunders, rookie Christian Boyd. We talked about him before the draft. And then John Ridgway III. And then you can see Cameron Peterson is on IR. Kendall Vickers being their practice squad defensive tackle. Now, defensive end, we mentioned Chase Young, but they've still got Carl Granderson, Cameron Jordan there, Peyton Turner, Isaiah Foskey. So a nice rotation there. On the PUP list is Tano Capassignon. Then you have on the practice squad Nico Lalos. So that's what's going on at defensive end. Let's take a look at the linebacker position. Demario Davis, still one of the better linebackers in the league, with Pete Werner. Willie Gay brought in. Anthony Orchie, I guess. Jalen Ford, DeMarco Jackson. On the PUP list, Nefi Sewell. And then on the practice squad, you have Isaiah Stallbird. So that's what's going on at linebacker. Let's take a look at the cornerbacks. Marshawn Lattimore, Paulson, Adebo, Alante Taylor, Kool-Aid, McKinstry, and then Rico Payton. That is a very, very talented cornerback room. And the Eagles better bring their A game. Without A.J. Brown, it seems this could be. Then up next at safety, got the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu there. You guys remember last year people were trying to get him to sign. One of those content creators was making up stories that their source told him Tyrann Mathieu was coming or wasn't or whatever. And Tyrann Mathieu retweeted and was like, yeah, stop making stuff up. So that was pretty funny to that Victoria or whatever, whoever the hell that was. But Will Harris is out there, Jordan Howden, JT Gray. Then you got on the practice squad John Abram, Ugo Amadi, ex-Eagle, and Millard Bradford for a minute there. Now, that's a nice safety room. Will Harris a little banged up. He was added to the injury report today. I'll keep you up to date, let you know tomorrow what his status is. But, yeah, got to attack those safeties. A very good secondary there for the Saints. Now, the specialists, you've got Groupie at kicker, Hayball at punter, Wood at long snapper, and Rashid Shaheed holding it down at punt returner, kick returner, and he is a badass. And on the practice squad, kicker Charlie Smith, I don't know with a Y, sure. But that is one of their international players there. So, well, the only international player for them, but he gets exempt. But that is each position here. Now we're going to take all that information you saw. Oh, what's going on here? And then we're going to give you a list here so you can see it again. But let's take a look now. I'll give you the full list of the practice squad so you can see rather than just each position. But here's the offense on the left. And then on the right, you can see the defense. Then at the bottom of the right, you see Charlie Smythe there, who is exempt because of that international player program. So that is why there is 17 of those guys listed right there. But that is their practice squad. Here are the injuries I showed you on the IR: Heron, Miller, Peterson, Wright, and then on the PUP list, Compassignon, Ramczyk, and Sewell. So you will not see these guys coming up on the depth chart. And here is that depth chart. So on offense, you can see, and you see the key down at the bottom. If they are outlined, they are a rookie. If they are in black, they are new to the team. So added Lucas Patrick, drafted Fuaga. So adding to the offensive line, and then the rest, a bunch of depth pieces there. So offense, not too changed, kind of, running it back with what they have. But Shaheed continues to develop, as well as Olave. You've got Kamara, who's a stud, 4 touchdowns against the Cowboys. Got Carr there. So a talented tight end room, a good offensive line. So, yeah, it's a good team. That's why they're number 1 in points in the NFL. But this defense, this is the time. If you're going to get it together, this will be a good offense to do it against. Now, this defense, we talked about adding Chase Young and Will Harris. The rest kind of just drafted some guys of the future and added a couple depth pieces there. But, again, homegrown talent. Paulson, Adebo, Lattimore, Taylor, that is seriously one badass cornerback room. So we're going to have our hands full here, this offense. And look, we just played a really good defense with the Falcons. And now we've got another one here. So going to have to figure it out. Going to do what you have to do. And man, this offense should be able to keep rolling even without AJ. But it's obviously a huge loss, and we all saw that. So next man up, Jahan Dotson. Let's get something going this week. Johnny Wilson, somebody step it up here. That's what I'd like to see, but it's going to be a tough task with this defense. And then the special teams, we talked about Groupie, Hayball, Wood, and then Shaheed. He holds it down on both return spots. You could use Wilson. They have Jamal Williams back there, kick returner sometimes. Mason Tipton there. The rookie is also a punt returner. So that is what the New Orleans Saints look like, ladies and gentlemen. And that is all I've got for you tonight. Enjoy yourself some Phillies baseball, maybe some Thursday night football, Jets and Patriots. Best of luck to you in your fantasy and in your parlays or whatever else you're doing out there. But I appreciate you taking the time. I'd love to hear from you. Any thoughts, any comments, questions, score prediction, whatever you got on your mind, I would love to hear it. And look, we've got a tough task ahead of us. So let's not kid ourselves. The Saints are a damn good team. But this team, the Eagles, is also a really good team. And I've seen all of the crazy stuff out there. I've seen it. Trade hurts. Barkley sucks. He ruined the game. We knew he was bad. Like, and WIP, all these people, like, give me a break. Jalen Carter playing the edge. Like, who comes up with this stuff? Like, do they watch football and understand, like, why Jalen Carter is not an edge rusher? An edge in this defense. That makes absolutely no sense at all. He plays defensive end in those 5-man fronts. Maybe that's what they're trying to get. But an edge, no, that is not what he plays, especially it would be considered an outside linebacker in this defense. That is not Jalen Carter. I've seen it all, bro. Let's just calm down. Let's see what they do this week. And even then, still very raw with this offense and defense. They're going to get on the same page, I promise you. Run the damn ball right down their throats. We're going to be just fine. But I'd love to hear your thoughts, your opinion. Let's hear it. But if you need anything, it doesn't have to be about the birds. It could be whatever. You got something going on in life. You need a friend. Always here for you guys as you are for me. Hope you had yourselves a great Thursday. Friday tomorrow, baby. We got the weekend, so I'll drop that game status report. Then I will go live for Fan Friday. Then on Saturday, you'll get your top matchups, your practice squad elevations, all that stuff you need to know. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!